All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 1 video. Hold on. Damn, I'm getting I got sick at the worst time because the MK1 beta, pre-order beta, is gonna go live within 3 days. Or I guess by the time you guys see this, because you guys are gonna see this on Wednesday, only 2 days. So I'm here to give you guys some tips on what to expect in the MK1 beta, and yeah, just some tips in general on what are some of the easier characters to pick up, some of the easier cameos, so you guys can learn the game a lot faster than I did because I was just exploring everything. And I know a lot of people that didn't get to play the stress test. So for those that did play, a lot of this info is just going to be like very basic stuff, but just wanted to make a video for you guys to watch and maybe learn a little bit before the beta comes out. So number one is going to be change your controller settings to whatever you want. By the way, my characters are just standing still because this was like from my recording session. But in the stress test build, they didn't have an option to change your controller settings and turn off release check, turn off input shortcuts, and manually change buttons to whatever you want. So for example, I normally grab with my R1 button or my RB button, but the grab button was on LB or L1 during the stress test, and I couldn't change it because my assist was on R1 and RB. So I kept messing up the input to call in my assist character, my cameo character, because I'm going to have my cameo on L1. So the first thing you have to do is go into the settings and change your controller settings to whatever you want. So that's tip number one. That's an obvious one, but I'm just letting everyone know that this was not an option during the stress test. And based on the build that was at Evo, which is going to be the build in the stress test, you're going to be able to change your settings. So that's what I'm thinking. If you can't change your settings, then that really sucks. But by the looks of the build, it seems like you will be able to change it. Next up here is, by the way, I'm happy that for you guys who this is going to be your first experience playing this game, you're actually going to be able to dash block, because the dash blocking or canceling your dash from a block is actually going to be the build that we played during the open beta or the pre-order beta, which I'm so happy because you guys are going to have a way easier time to get in on people and just move around, being able to cancel your dash from your block. So I just want to throw that in there. It's not really a tip. It's just a little cliff note. Next up here, this is something that, people might not want to hear, but there's always basic characters to learn fighting games at a quicker pace than compared to if you choose an advanced character. There's always beginner-friendly characters, and for MK1, there's also beginner-friendly cameos. I would recommend that everyone who hasn't played the stress test to start off playing with Sonya cameo. Sonya cameo is pretty much combo city, and she's just very easy to play with. She has a summon assist that could grant you a meterless combo on the ground, and then she has a ambush assist, which is the one where she does her square wave in the air that allows you to follow up any air combos that you want, or follow up any combos that you want where you want to stay on the ground and have Sonya hit the opponent. Or for example, a Sub-Zero combo where, hold on, let me see. I've loaded up here some of my footage from the stress test. And am I using Sonya? Yeah, I am using Sonya here. So you guys will get a, excuse me, you guys will get a good, see, that's a perfect example right there. It's not like the best combo in the world, but it just shows you, like, you do anything with Liu Kang, that's his back 2-3, I believe, and then you call in the Sonya cameo. It allows you to stay on the ground, continue to juggle. Sub-Zero, you do his 1-2 air combo into dive kick. Sonya comes in after the dive kick, and you can continue your combo. She's just a very, very easy cameo to start off to learn Mortal Kombat 1. So please, you don't have to stay on Sonya the whole time, but you will get used to pressing the cameo assist with Sonya, just like you guys are seeing here. I don't think I bring her in, do I? No, I don't bring her in. I do bring her in a little bit later because, especially with Liu Kang and some of the crazy damage that Liu Kang could do in the corner, is a lot of it has to do with Sonya having that air dash or like square wave assist. So please just start the game off using the Sonya cameo. You guys are going to be very happy with how easy she is to pick up. It's just to learn the game. Next up here is, hold on. Okay. I guess I'll talk about the other characters. So as far as a cameo character, she's the easiest one in my opinion. And as far as a basic character that you guys could pick up and play that I think is probably going to be the easiest out of any character is going to be Li Mei. If you don't want to play Li Mei, play with Liu Kang. They're pretty much identical as far as play styles and as far as what you could potentially do with the character, except Li Mei might have a little bit more dirt because she has her lantern, and that grants you some setups. But Liu Kang has a really fast projectile, probably the best in the game so far, at least from the characters that we've played. He has amazing juggle potential. He has crazy combos, especially with the Sonya cameo. He's very, very easy to play. And he might have been the best character in the beta as well. But Li Mei is right there with him. You could pick up Li Mei incredibly fast. She has a very go-to launcher, which is forward 4-3. And then you could follow it up in the air with, any sort of... Oh, see, there's a perfect example. Sonya cameo coming in clutch. But she has very easy and obvious combos, like combo routes that you could go to. She has a projectile that's really fast. She has an air projectile. She has everything that you want in a character that's beginner-friendly. So my advice is to start off with Li Mei. You could do both. You could start off with Li Mei and you could start off with Sonya cameo. Or if you want to use what I'm using here, you don't have to start off with Li Mei. That's just like I think she's the most beginner friendly. But the second one is Liu Kang, which is pretty much, like I mentioned, almost identical to Li Mei. You could start off with Liu Kang with the Sonya cameo, and that's a great combination. That was probably my favorite combination as far as combo potential and damage. All right, next up here is don't rush to play online. Please, that should have been number one. Don't rush to play online. Learn the game in the classic tower mode that's available. You get 5 fights. You could choose your difficulty. Just put it on very easy so you could get used to the mechanics, the cameo system, learn the timing of the combos, because the combos, trust me, they might look easy, but there's a lot of combos that take timing, even though they might look easy, which is something that I like. Don't rush. Don't pick up the game. Go play online right away. At least for about 30 minutes, an hour, or as long as you want. Play in the towers and learn how to play the game properly, or learn the basic mechanics, because you won't learn how to play the game properly until you actually play people. But learn the basics so you stand a chance, because there's people who are going to be, grinding the towers, and maybe people like me who played the stress test that are already going to know how to play. So it might be a bloodbath if you just jump in minute 1 and start playing online. So just go with your favorite character or whatever, if you want to use the characters that I suggested, take them into the towers, play with them for about 30 minutes, get familiar with how to call in cameos, and just enjoy the game, because you don't need to rush online to get your ass beat because you've never touched MK1 and then you have a bad taste in your mouth playing the game because you're like, man, this game fucking sucks. Everyone is just sweaty, try hard. But in reality, it's like people put in the work. They took their time to go learn the game in training mode, or I guess it's not training mode, but it pretty much acts like training mode. So just learn the game in the classic towers. You guys will be fine. You have 4 days to play Mortal Kombat 1. Take your first 30 minutes to an hour to learn the game properly. All right, and as far as this is my last tip, because I don't even know how many tips I have. I think it's like 5. This is my last tip because I found myself making this mistake when I was playing MK1 in the stress test. Is I was afraid to use meter. Don't be afraid to use meter because you gain meter insanely fast in this game. You're gonna notice that you have 3 bars a lot. And the reason why I was so afraid to use meter before is because you need 3 bars of meter for a breaker. And obviously breaker is the most powerful tool in the game. It stops you from getting hit. So normally you're like, okay, I'm going to save my meter for breaker. But you have these EX moves for different characters. You have your wake ups. You have a lot that you could use with 2 bars of meter, or like with a bar of meter even. And then you spend the bar of meter, you gain it back in about 30 seconds, you know, hitting your opponent, blocking attacks, or not blocking attacks. Like if you get hit, if you hit your opponent, if you hit him on block, you gain meter like so fast. I think even calling your cameo gets you meter. So don't be afraid to use meter like I was in for the first like half of the stress test until I realized, man, you gain meter so fast in this game that you're guaranteed at least 1 breaker a game. And, you know, for the majority, probably 2 breakers, because I know I'm saying this right now, but man, look at that combo right there. All I had to do was just down 2 and it would have looked sick. But even I'm probably going to do it where I'm holding back on some meter as well. But definitely use your meter because resources come by really fast in this game. You're going to be plenty fine using a bar of meter, 2 bars of meters on your combo as much as you want, and you're still going to end up with a breaker at some point, probably 2 breakers at some point during the game. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just some tips on people who have not played MK1 yet, and I wanted to let you guys know what to expect for the MK1 closed beta or pre-order beta, and just giving you guys some tips on who I think you should pick up first to make it easier to learn the game. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.